Borg here, and this is my review for Count Olaf's third season. His amazing adventures. Count Olaf and the Lemony Snicket.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, this is my review. Now get. Sorry about that. Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and welcome to my first review for 2019. Netflix's original TV series, the third and final season of Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. In case you don't know how I do my reviews, I give a short summary or synopsis, then I talk about what I liked, and then I talk about what I didn't like, and I always like to give a balanced review wherever possible, if possible at all. And then before I give my rating, which I give at the end, I will give you a fun fact or info about the series and or actor or actress that I'm talking about. So A Series of Unfortunate Events is based on the international best-selling series of books by Lemony Snicket, aka Daniel Handler. This third and final season of the Peabody Award-winning Netflix original has just 7 episodes this time around.
Are you in?
Neil Patrick Harris obviously reprises his role as Count Olaf. It's a tragic tale about the Baudelaire orphans, Violet, Klaus and Sunny, whose evil uncle Count Olaf will stop at nothing to get his hands on their sizable inheritance.
Flubber.
After the children foil his many evil plans and crazy disguises, the siblings try to finally discover in this season the truth about their parents and their mysterious death, while trying to unravel the many secrets of the organization that the parents were part of and seemingly everybody is a part of in some way. And they also hope to reveal the secrets that are from the coveted missing sugar bowl that was so part of the big kind of hype around season 2. So what I like. Season 3 picks up right where Season 2 left off. The Baudelaire kids are about to find their demise at the bottom of a cliff as they hurtle towards the edge. And that cliffhanger, was very frustrating when it ended in Season 2 last year. Thankfully, Season 3 has not disappointed me in the slightest. I think it's safe to say that I'm a huge fan of this series. Now, I've not read the book, so I cannot comment on the screen comparison, but what I can talk about is how it works as a series. And I love Season 1 and 2, the look and style, the way it is narrated, the way it is acted. I loved almost all of it. I did feel at times that Season 1 and 2, at times the storylines they dragged out a little, but for the most part that was my only gripes for those seasons. Thankfully, that really isn't an issue for Season 3. The fact that it's 7 episodes means that they really had to keep to the main story and not waste the precious time that they had. Season 1 and 2 left me with so many unanswered questions, and thankfully most of them are answered in this season. Questions like, why is the eye everywhere? What is the secret organization actually about? Or what are they? Who are they? Why is Count Olaf actually like he is? The story doesn't just tell you though. It doesn't tell you straight away. Rather, as a viewer, I felt like I figured it out as the orphans did, which I thought this was a very clever mechanic and a very clever way to do it. I felt more invested in their stories as I figured the answers out to the questions, some of which I didn't know some of the questions I didn't even know to ask, that the story showed you through what was happening with the characters, and I loved the fact that they did it this way.
You can't prove that.
The visual look in Season 3 is fantastic and sticks to the origins of Season 1 and 2, but it also feels like Season 3 got what was left of the budget. They went for it. It's very cool looking, the sets and locations from a paradise island to underwater locations, which I don't want to say too much about because spoilers, but there is a lot of adventure in this season. It just felt bigger, and yet the story still stayed the same. It stayed contained. So although there's a lot going on, the story is still very character driven. It's all about the characters and the Baudelaires, and you really are still on that journey with them, but the sets feel bigger. However, that being said, all the visual style, mood and tone in the world won't mean anything unless your actors do their part as well. And of course they have. NPH is awesome as per usual, as well as all the returning cast. But what I really loved from all the seasons are the special guest actors that play certain key roles in this series. Just like Nathan Fillion, I loved his character in Season 2. Season 3 is no different. The amount of talented cast that have been assembled in this series, especially Season 3, is astonishing. And for me, I think that just proves that the quality of writing is great. The actors from all over the world and from different types of different experiences, they're all kind of wanting to be involved in this project because they can see the quality of the writing of the show and I just love the fact that they're very varied and no one seems to be a weak link in the acting. I've really enjoyed each person's character and how they've taken it on.
Let's not hesitate. Aye, aye.
In season 1 and 2, I kind of took the episodes a bit at a time. I didn't binge it all. I felt like sometimes, like I said, they dragged a bit. But this season 3, I watched episode 1 to 7. I binged it. When I started watching, it was like I blinked and it was over. Now for what I didn't like. There's not actually much I didn't like about this series, but if I had to pick a couple of points, I'd probably say that at times the sets looked like sets. When I watched it, I felt like I was watching a bit of a stage play. Like my brain said, that's not real, and some of the CGI wasn't great, but that's about it. This is a series that when you are watching it, you have to suspend your disbelief or your rational thinking. You have to be in on the adventure. If you can do that, then I think you'll really enjoy this series. If you can't, you might be a bit annoyed in places, because there are a lot of places where you might sigh phrases like that wouldn't happen, you wouldn't survive that, how on earth is that guy still alive? But for me, however, I really loved every morsel of this series. The way the writing is performed like a grand theatrical play that moves from scene to scene, from set to set. I think it's excellent in its moodiness and adventure, and it's just a lot of fun. Time for the Did You Know bit. Did you know that Neil Patrick Harris, Count Olaf, has worked with Nathan Fillion before in a web series directed by Joss Whedon called Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along Blog? And Nathan Fillion and another actress who will remain nameless, who is in season 3, because I don't want to give you any spoilers, she starred with Nathan Fillion in another Joss Whedon series called Firefly. I'll let you find out who that is. So A Series of Unfortunate Events Season 3 answers most of the questions I wanted answered, not all of them, and it has a couple of issues, but apart from that, I really enjoyed it in its final helping. I really enjoyed all the scenes, and so because of that, I'm going to give it a B+. Thanks for watching this review. Let me know what you thought of Season 3 in the comments below. What questions did not get answered that you were hoping to find out some answers for? And if you enjoyed this review, please consider subscribing for more reviews like this. But most of all, remember, live long on Tuesday.